Hi, good morning. I am not gonna be here too long. Um, Let me just share this out. Um, Let me just share out this live. So today, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I feel like Tuesday is a day to, well, every day is a day to be grateful. And matter of fact, in the mornings, no, I have this as a thing that I say with my kids. I say, today is a great day too, and they are supposed to say back to have a great day. And it just gets them all excited. I mean, they're already excited. When my kids wake up, they're like ready to go. After they get ready, at least they're ready to go. So it is a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to be able to just put your worries and your frustrations and your cares aside. Like, when I say aside, I mean to put them in the hands of God. Hey, hi Shan. Oh, thanks for joining. To put those worries and cares aside. Thank you for joining, Ayandi. And to really and truly just to trust God, to trust Him for everything that He's doing, to really have that confidence and that hope that, nothing is by accident, nothing is a coincidence, and that He's always leading and directing us because He's just faithful in that way. So thanks again, guys, for joining. So today, my topic is one of the number one tools that you need to be able to transition successfully from your 9 to 5 into your, whether it's a full-time business or full-time marketplace ministry, right? And to be able to do so with more confidence, with more certainty, right? And it's always better, I'm gonna put this little tidbit in there, it's always better to start to prepare ahead of when you're going to actually need to transition. So many people, they wait until things get overwhelming or things get stressful on the job, or something pressing happens, some kind of crisis happens, or they realize other people are getting laid off, or they realize that like they're struggling, they're paying, they're in a situation where it's what they call a hand to mouth, where they're like basically paying paycheck to paycheck. That's the time when people usually wait to now have a plan to transition. And so what I'm really helping you to do is to understand that transition can mean exactly that, like a time, a set time, an appointed time, and a pace that will be able to help you to be successful, right? And so that's what I'm talking about today, right? I'm talking about that number one strategy that people actually underestimate. And many people will say that it's not necessary. You don't have to do it. You can just go ahead and start. And whilst that is great, it is great to have the momentum to start that business. It is great to be able to step out in faith to, start that marketplace ministry. While that is great, what is essential is to have a plan beforehand. So that's actually the tool that I'm talking to you about today, is having the plan of what you're going to actually be doing, who you're actually going to be serving, what the product is that you're actually going to be selling, what you're actually going to be marketing. You must have a plan, right? And I like to base things scripturally as well as practically. Scripturally, it speaks about writing the vision and making it plain. And practically, that looks like before you accomplish anything, right, there must be a goal that you set. There must be a target that you're aiming for. Because if you do not have a target, then you just will go and you will go anyway, right? And then you will find that you're wondering why it's not being successful. And sometimes you may even have the target, but you're not sticking to the target, right? You're trying many different things in the same period, so you're not able to track and measure how successful the plan is. So what is that? What does that plan look like? Right? And feel free to comment in the chat where you're tuning in from, and if you have any questions along the way. please definitely type them in the chat. I'd love to answer your questions, right? And so again, I'm talking about the one of the main tools I believe will help you to be successful in your transition or your preparation to start that business or to start that marketplace ministry. What is important is having a plan. So what are the components of the plan? And I know my friend is gonna say I give y'all way too much. But what are the components of the plan? I remember when I decided, I think this point was probably 2018 that I decided that I was gonna again transition into my own business. I got a access to this coach that she had a very simple plan, and I liked it because many times people get overwhelmed trying to complete a 20-page business plan. That's not what I'm talking about. You can have a 1-page business plan that helps to push you much further than you sitting down there stressed out and overwhelmed about a 20-page business plan. But a plan is absolutely necessary, right? So what are the things that are that come into that plan? Like what in are the components of that plan? So strategic, well thought out components of the plan looks like, what is the purpose? And I spoke about that yesterday, and another live I spoke about the purpose of you starting this business or you starting this marketplace ministry, right? And I said ensuring that you are clear about that purpose. The next thing is, who are the people that you're going to be supporting, right? Who is the person that you want to help? So for me, I love helping entrepreneurs. I love helping business owners, but specifically, I love helping moms and ministers to be able to build out the vision and the mission that God has given them, and to establish that with proper systems, with proper planning, right? And so, what is the problem that you're solving, right? So for me, the problem that I'm solving is many people, they want to transition, but they don't even know what's the first place to start. So the problem I'm solving is helping them to be clear on how to get started, right? And having a plan that will be able to help to sustain them after they get started. So that may look like breaking it down into simple, effective steps for them to be able to earn an income using the skill sets that they already have. And if you see me looking over to the side, it's because I'm looking at my notes to make sure that I stay on point today. All right, I'm not gonna be doing a half an hour live today. Okay, I have a lot of work to do, and I'm sure you do too. Right? So that is the problem that I'm solving, right? The next thing that you want to think about is, how will you promote this, right? Many people, and I was actually in a conversation with someone yesterday, and she was like, you know what, I don't know how people do social media and do it consistently, and they're posting all these lives and these reels, like I'm gonna just take a break. And I said to her, it's important to realize that if you're watching somebody on social media that is posting consistently and all these things, you have to realize that they may already have a whole team behind them that's helping them to be able to accomplish posting all of the things that they're posting. They may have someone that is dedicated, an actual person that is a marketer that's dedicated in their company that's helping them to do that. They may only do this for a living. It's their full-time job to be posting every single day consistently, but you have a full-time job, and so you now must tune what you're doing to the capacity of what you have. So maybe you can't post every single hour of the day like they are, but you can post 1 time, 3 times for the week. No, you just make sure that the posts that you're making, they are targeted, they are effective, and they're reaching the person that you're trying to speak to, right? They're high level content. So and in that conversation too, I spoke about the fact that promoting on social media is one plan, and it doesn't work for everyone in the way that everyone wants it to. There's a lot of other plans, right? Another plan can be sending out emails, right? Another plan can be, actually actually going out physically to companies that are in your community based on the product or service or offer that you have and pitching it to them, right? There are multiple ways of promoting your offer or promoting your program. social media does not have to be the primary promotion plan. It is an effective one, it is a helpful one, but it doesn't have to be. You can do a summit that you're bringing, our conference that you're bringing multiple people onto, and when you bring those people on the summit, right, they're be able to, they're bringing a huge crowd that are buying customers. So there's multiple ways that, again, you can promote. Hi Vonda, thank you for joining us. Right, so I'm talking about one of the primary tools that I believe helps you to be successful if you are looking to transition into marketplace ministry or transition into business, right? And I'm talking about the fact that that's a business plan and the components of a business plan that will help you to be successful, right? So we spoke a little bit about the purpose, the people, the product or service plan, having a promotion plan, and then the final one, having a profit plan. This is the one that I particularly enjoy doing with people, because this is the one that nobody really thinks about. Or they know that their business must make money, but they don't actually sit down and say, okay, these are the expenses that I have as a person, right? Like as a separate entity from my business, these are my expenses. Then these are the expenses that the business will carry, and this is how I'm going to be able to afford these expenses, right? This is something that a lot of people don't take into consideration, but it is also a biblical principle. Who would start to build a house without counting the cost? Before you build a house, you're going to count how much bag of cement you need. You're going to count how much bag of blocks, or how many blocks you're going to have to purchase, right? You count the cost so that you'll be able to ensure that you have adequate supply to at least get started. And then on the way now, you'll be able to use whatever funds that you've gained to be able to pay your way through. So it's very important that that is a part of the plan, right? So again, having a thorough, well thought out plan is really important. And so even though I gave you those components, what is really important as it relates to those components is the plan that you have for your business a plan that works with your lifestyle. See, again, many people, they start a business or they start a company or they launch off into marketplace ministry, but they're not thinking about the other responsibilities that they have and how it is now going to fall into place with this company that they're building. How much time is going to be required for you to invest in the company versus investing in your ministry versus investing in your marriage versus investing in your, if you have kids, with investing for your children, like for your family, right? And you know, there's other responsibilities too. So something I like to be able to do is to help you to have the vision of what does your life look like with this company. What does it look like when it's operating successfully, right? And when you have that vision in mind and you have a plan now geared towards both, that you're not dropping the ball now in your marriage, because I've dropped the ball in all the things when I pursued business. I've dropped it, and no, not in a way where, you know, it would have been like how do I express that? It's not in a way where it's just like, oh, I take it up and I just neglect these other roles. No, but I prioritized it in places and spaces where it was time to pull back, right? So you must be conscious. If you are a married person, you must be conscious, to have boundaries still, to say, okay, I can't have every single night I'm on my laptop going straight up to midnight and my partner is not able to get that one-on-one time or that attention. Or, you know, you're out at the park with the kids and every single time you're out with the kids, you still have the laptop or you still have the phone. You must have some boundaries similar to how you would treat your 9-to-5 job. When you leave your 9-to-5 job, you don't carry work with you. So you shouldn't have that mindset where you're carrying work with you every single where that you go, even if it's your company, right? I love it. So yes, it's very important, right? To be able to create a lifestyle plan that works with your business. And so that also leads me to my offer. My offer is a simple career strategy session 197, where if you are thinking about it, where if it's been in your thoughts, if it's been in your mind, I simply help you to write out a 90-day plan and strategy that would actually help you to align what you have going on now to where you want to go, so that it doesn't take you another year or 2 or 3 years to be able to transition. You could do it successfully in 6 months. We can have a pace plan for you to do it. So you don't come to me when it's the week before or the week after or the week of you resigning and you're like, I need help to figure out what I'm doing now. No, we've had the plan, we were working the plan. So now when you transition, not only do you have clients already, you have a system already, you have a plan already, right? Now you actually have something down that you'll be able to have more confidence, and you're not like, you know, kind of scattered. And I know what that's like because I've done that too, right? And it does not work out well in the first couple months of your business. It feels kind of chaotic, and it feels kind of like there will be a lot of anxiety sometimes. Why? Because even though you have a plan now, what you needed to do was to have a plan from 6 months ago, right? So that was very important. I'm pretty sure I must be at time. I know, trust me, story of my life too, like, and I should learn by now, right? I should know by now. I'm also writing a whole let me not say that, but yes, you guys will hear more about that. But is there any questions? You can type your questions in the chat. And by the way, again, this is just one tool. There's many tools. One of my favorite tools to use outside of having an effective business plan, and I try not to share things I don't use. I've absolutely used business plans to be able to move forward. And sometimes I use a profit plan as well, right? Really breaking down what I'm going to be offering, how much it's going to cost, what my revenue is that I can generate for that month, and how consistently I'm going to be able to implement the strategy and to stick to one strategy before trying a next one. Oh my gosh, why are you doing this to me? So yes, I have been in the midst of writing this book for 2 years. It's about transitioning from corporate to marketplace ministry, because again, I do serve persons who don't have a ministry, but my passion, my love is to see you know, women in ministry being able to be successful, just being themselves, doing what God has called them to do, and being able to monetize the aspect, monetize the skills, the knowledge, and the wisdom, and to be able to profit from that. But yeah, so that's what that's what I'm writing. And you know, I'm praying to Jesus that I'll be able to submit the final manuscript soon, right? But yes, if there's any questions, feel free to type them in the chat. Tomorrow, hi, welcome. Tomorrow, what questions do you have? Because that's what I'll do tomorrow. If you have a question, and I'll just, you know, answer, and then maybe add parts of it tomorrow. But yes, I was talking about email marketing. So email marketing is one of the tools that I've used, and at first I wasn't using any fancy emails, right, to be able to build my company. I was just using regular Google. But something that many people don't do when it comes on to business is they don't treat it like a company. They treat it like a side hustle. And that's why I said be mindful of the side hustle mindset. I spoke about that yesterday. When you're transitioning, as much as you will you know, hustle at first, that cannot be how you operate. You must have an operation plan for your business. You must have an operation strategy. You must have a people strategy, who you're going to hire at what level or milestone you're going to hire them. So at 3 months, when I've accomplished this, then I'm going to be able to hire that person, whether it's a marketer or a virtual assistant, which it's not every company that the first hires a virtual assistant. That also is misconception that people have. But yeah, that's something again that I love to help people to outline, to have that plan, because when you have the milestones, it's much easier to accomplish what you set out to do, so that you're not just there kind of feeling like you're floundering, like trying to just figure out every single thing. But emails, simple emails, just sending a simple email, well thought out, well written email has been able to land me more clients, and than if I were just to even send a WhatsApp. To me, I love to use WhatsApp, but professionalism for me is I'm going to get you on a Zoom call, and I'm going to get you a calendar link for you to schedule, right? So those are other tools, and I'm going to get you some kind of document to give you expectations of what it's going to be like to work with me, whether I use Dubsado or Honeybook. I'm going to show you that when you come to this company, right, which my company is done for you virtual services, when you come to our company, you're going to not just be able to get whatever product or service, you're going to get an experience, right? You see, just like how you go into a Target, and I will not compare Target to Walmart, but if you go into a Target, or if you go into like even one of those high-end stores, that you're gonna go buy those fancy shoes at Gucci or wherever, and you get a whole experience from the way that from the going into the store to the way that they package it. Like, that's what I strive to do when you're working online. Like, it needs to be an experience. So I'm pretty sure I'm at my time. So if you guys have any question in the chat, this is your final moment to ask your question in the chat. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat for my Calendly for you to book a 50-minute career strategy session if you're considering transitioning, or if you just want to start a side hustle, or if you just want to start something on the side to be able to increase your profits or increase your income. I'll put the calendar link in there for you to book that 50-minute session. But again, outside of that, if you need help to create that plan so that you can transition and move forward successfully, then we can also talk. You can DM me, message me. I'm trying to think what I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but you know what? I will let you guys know on my Facebook. Oh, that's a good question. What if we transition poorly? Can you still help us? I mean, of course I can. I'm just thinking how, because my brain likes to move from the I can to how very quickly. I'm pretty sure I can, and so maybe I'll just give you some tips, right? If you transition poorly, which, yeah, again, as I said, I have many experience in that. It's really important to stop what you're doing, like stop everything that you're doing, right? When I say stop, I don't mean like if you already have a client, stop working with a client, but I mean like pause, withdraw for at least an hour and assess everything that you've done, and assess what is your plan of action moving into the next, let's say the next 6 months. And when you're assessing, what you're looking for is what are the things that you do that are yielding high results with minimum effort, or minimum with minimum effort, right? So if you are able to and especially if that transition is affecting you in the financial area negatively, what you want to do is you want to write down, like, what is the easiest, simplest way for me to be able to hit XYZ target. It no longer becomes about what you feel like you need to do or what you want to do. What is the simplest way that I can hit this goal or hit this target? Because what? A business that is poor in income is a business that is going to be stressful, that is going to be frustrating, that is going to, at some point, you're going to want to give up on what you're doing when it's what you need to be doing. So the best thing you can do is take a step back for at least an hour. Just assess everything and find the high yielding actions that you take that produce the most results, and write down a target, and that is your target. So yes, while you're doing all the other things that you're doing for the current clients that you have, this is the target that you're aiming for. By the next month, the end of the month, I must be at XYZ amount, because this is the plan that I'm going to work towards. All right, so it just comes right back to the plan and revising the plan. Hi, Monique. I'm actually ending the live now. Thank you for joining. But I spoke about having a plan to transition from your 9 to 5 if that is the goal. And hey, listen, I'm not the girl that's like, oh, leave your job. No. But if you are called and you feel led to, if you are feel pulled in that direction, if it's not sustainable for you either, because again, sometimes depending on health issues, depending on, you know, stuff that's going on with your kids, it's just not sustainable for you to be in corporate, and you need to transition into a lifestyle that's more flexible, then that is what you have to do. We're definitely going now. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Still feel free to leave questions in the chat, and I will see you guys tomorrow.